Okay, so usually I like cha-cha. I'm not like the hugest fan of cha-cha, but I've never seen anything from her I don't particularly like. Most of the time, I think she's kind of funny, stuff like that. But people keep people, others I've seen reacting to this particular video. She's saying that her stance on AI is kind of maybe problematic. I really don't know. Don't really like to use that word. Haven't watched the video myself. In fact, I've kind of tried really hard not to fully watch anybody else's videos or opinions on this because I want to have my own opinion. So let's go in here. Let's turn up the cha cha so we can hear her. Let's see what she has to say, okay?
I wanted to talk to you guys about insider ball knowledge and algorithms. I think it's really important to talk about. At least for me. Yeah, guys, it's tea time. It's tea time. Was debating about whether or not I should talk about this at all.
Well, if you're debating whether you should talk about it, then, well, in order to get views, you should probably talk about it. In real life, probably not.
It might be a little bit controversial, but I don't care. I think I'm gonna say something about it. Back in the day, about a year ago, I was doing a lot of multi-streaming on TikTok, okay? It was really easy for me to go into just chatting segments where I'd hold up a popsicle and look like I'm like swimming in the water, and I'd do my just chatting segments and I'd get 1,000 people, 1,200.
Yeah, because there weren't as many people on there a year and a half ago or whatever, or a year ago. Of course, you're going to get more people. And at the time, what you were doing was a newer thing. It was more long form, and people weren't fucking used to that on TikTok.
People, 1,400 people, 1,600 people. And I'd be just doing just chatting segments, talking to people. Several other VTubers, also utilize TikTok and they'll do just chatting segments and stuff like that. But I noticed that when we were doing our Assassin's Creed Black Flag stream, that I was getting pinged for being unoriginal content. It didn't make sense to me. I tried doing a just chatting stream.
That proves it. That proves that the Chinese don't like the Japanese, huh?
No game. I changed my model. I thought, is it my model? Like, is it too sexual? Like, what is it? So I changed my model.
Yeah, I don't know. Are all the models too sexual or not? I don't know. I don't know. The fact that they all have giant fucking honkers, is that something to have to do with being too sexual? I'm not sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like giant honkers on my VTuber ladies. I'm okay with that. Please do not change that just because I bitch about it. I am just fine with giant honkers on my VTuber ladies.
Again, every 5 minutes, the TikTok algorithm would come over and say, this is unoriginal content. We are suppressing your stream. And so I played around with it. I experimented.
Wait, TikTok will tell you they're suppressing your stream? Well, fuck, at least they do. Nobody else does.
We turn off the stream, turn it back on, turn the stream off, turn it back on. And every 5 minutes, their algorithm would basically come in to moderate the stream to see whether or not they should push it to more viewership. Because I would be hitting 100 viewers, and then the TikTok system would be like, stop right there, we're not feeding you anybody.
Well, yeah, but if you are one of 9,000 people that are also streaming Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, their so far pretty good remake, then you're not original anymore. Especially if you're not, speaking, doing something that tells the AI that you're not just sitting there playing the game. Because, like I said, there are another 1,000 or 9,000 people on TikTok and everywhere else just sitting there and playing the game and not saying a word.
Anybody else, because this is unoriginal content. And I was like, why? That doesn't make any sense. I think it thinks that I'm AI. Why do I think that? Why would that be a factor? Recently, for a lot of React VTubers, all of our algorithms have been crap lately. But it's like, why? Why is it that TikTok believes
Your algorithms have been crap lately because people haven't been watching. That's why. That's how the algorithms work on all of the platforms. If you're being watched, it pushes you. The AI doesn't give a rat's ass who you are and what you're doing for the most part, unless are way too matchy with everybody else. But for the most part, most algorithmic AIs don't care. They don't give a shit. They just push the ones that are being viewed and you weren't being viewed. Happens to me all the time.
That we are AI. It didn't make a lot of sense to me, and so I was scrolling. Sens is another VTuber, and he's been on TikTok forever, and he got nerfed. But I noticed that recently he tried a flesh tubing just chatting stream.
I don't. Okay, I know a lot of us use the word flesh tuber, but that's just, I don't know, kind of sounds like a weird sexy toy, doesn't it? Hey baby, how about we get out the flesh tuber this weekend? You know, we can do that one thing with the flesh tuber this weekend. Yeah?
And then bam, he was able to get 200, 300 CCV on TikTok. CCV being like the people that were coming to stream to see his stream. And it's like, oh my gosh, TikTok really is suppressing VTubing specifically. Again, why? I wanted to talk about what is
one example does not lead you to the actual conclusion that TikTok is suppressing VTubers. You gotta come up with more than just one example. They might have pushed him when he was doing the flesh tubey thingy just because it was something different and people were actually watching it and they were like, oh my god, I've never seen this guy's face before. I want to check it out.
What is happening in the VTuber space at the minute? I'm not trying to gatekeep when I say this, but let's...
Yes, of course. The moment anybody says I'm not trying to gatekeep, they're going to follow it up with gatekeeping. So, all right then.
Stop and watch the video for a little bit. So this is Leaflet. She's another VTuber, and she is working on a AI made VTuber model, and she's also working on an RPG game.
Yes, and vast majority wise AI tool. So you and I can make a bridge between a live 2D style character like Cha Cha's using here, or a PNG like I use because, well, I'm fucking broke. Okay? It's a tool to help you get in between those two and be a little more expressive as a PNG. It's a good thing.
Using an AI system.
Hey guys, Leaf here. I have an update. I was working on the project for a little bit today. The big things are, there are a couple new features I added. One of them was a little bit of smoothing, animation smoothing, so it pops a little bit now. It has a little intentional like jump that makes the animation switches feel a little bit more intentional, and I think it helps a little bit. And I also added a little bit of voice detection. I changed like how it detects so that it doesn't just cut out right away like when you're speaking, because when people speak, they usually talk in bursts, or at least I do. Some people also do that. It doesn't just automatically cut off if you wait like a couple like milliseconds between your next word. And then some other things I did was a little bit of smoothing for the emotions. So there's a little bit of changes there when going between emotions and stuff like that. Another thing I added was I added randomization. So now you can have multiple lead-in emotes and multiple outro emotes.
Okay, so I watched Leafless thing, so we're gonna kind of scrub through here a
So
little
that
bit.
you back to the original state to drop the gun. It could play
Wonder TikTok.
multiple times, but here's another one. See, it plays like a completely different one.
No wonder TikTok believes that 3D avatars and 2D avatars used in 2D are AI, because
Well, what?
this is becoming more and more.
That is the dumbest excuse ever. To be like, oh well, because because the tool that made this character is AI. That means that TikTok thinks that everything is AI. That has got to be the dumbest take I have ever heard when it comes to AI anything. Now, you can not like AI. You can think that AI actually takes away from artists and shit like that, which it fucking doesn't. AI does not take away from artists, okay? I couldn't afford an artist. So I wouldn't have never paid one anyway. And I would have just had a shitty picture up or nothing on the screen or maybe a camera, if that. So, it wouldn't have got me to spend money on art. And I highly doubt it would have gotten the vast majority of people to spend money on art. Okay, that's just the way it is. But anyway, I'm kind of tangenting here for a second. I do not think that the TikTok algorithm or YouTube algorithm or Twitch's send off thing, which is an algorithm, it's just the more people watching you, the better off you're going to be type place. And it's the same with Kick too. I really don't think that any of those, by the way, AI run algorithms know the difference. They don't know the difference. They don't go into your computer and go, oh boy, I think they're running AI.
more common. The ability that AI has to do this is incredible. And I don't say that to support AI, but it is incredible the ability it has.
I support AI fully for two-ish reasons. One, sorry, but I couldn't afford to have both on time to afford to have somebody make a PNG for me and do it the way I wanted it. It just wouldn't happen. One, not because technically they're overly expensive. You can get somebody to draw you a shitty PNG for $30, but more like, are they going to be reliable enough to actually get it to you? For one, are you fully in ownership of it? For two, and yeah, that's that.
To transform these 2D characters into something more animated and moving. But this is why TikTok is saying, oh,
No, it's not.
2D VTubers are AI, because this is more and more accessible. This is not a bash on anyone, okay? This is
not a bash on anyone while bashing on things.
this is not what I'm trying to say. I am not trying to bash AI. I'm not trying to
While putting foot in mouth.
bash Leaflet. I'm not trying to say any of that. I like supporting people. But I wanted to explain what's going on in the space for people that I suppose would be like wondering, why am I not taking off? Why is it that I am live streaming?
This has got nothing to do with why people aren't taking off. They're not taking off because one, if you just, because there are so many now big tittied live 2D VTuber ladies that kind of saturated that little area a little bit. If you're not actually entertaining, people aren't going to come back and watch you. And the ones that do come back and watch you, well, they're just coming back to watch you to have a wank and move on. So,
On YouTube Shorts and I am not getting audience. Is it because I suck? Or like, why am I?
yes, it's because fucking hell. Like I have good days and bad days. There are some days where, I get a stream and I get like 10 viewers, and that's awesome. And I'm very thankful I get those people. There are some days I get like 4 viewers, and that's awesome. I'm very thankful for those people. Yeah.
Am I not growing? It's because TikTok and YouTube at the moment, the current culture is AI bad. Because what they want to prevent is slop content becoming super regular. But like, even then on TikTok,
No, Robo Voice AI, no effort AI, bad.
slop content is becoming more and more regular for AI. AI content just, no matter what, it exists. Shorts are constantly being fed. Have you seen like the AI series compilation stuff where it's like, I was reborn and now I have a second chance at life? AI does make content creation more accessible, especially if you can't afford it. However, the current meta.
See, that's what gets me to the if you can't afford it thing. Yes, like I've stated already, if you can't afford it as far as like paying an artist, actually trying to rely on an artist being halfway fucking reliable, shit like that, Yeah, AI is awesome and great tools, but yes, there are slop AI channels out there that do nothing but just like throw chat GPT stories up with that automatic recorded voice. It always sounds just a little too uncanny, if you know what I mean. Sometimes they'll even try and have kind of a rough and tumble voice on there to make you think everything is awesome and stoic and all that stupid bullshit. So, yeah, I kind of agree with where I think Cha Cha's going on the slop AI stuff. Something needs to be done about that. But for this stuff where people are actually using talent to tell the AI what to do, using talent to edit things together, like and do, I don't know, music videos and shit like that, then not so much.
Not only suppresses AI, but it's also suppressing VTubers in general. It's lumping 2D VTubers into the AI slop category. And that's why this is so topical right now. Because there are so many people who are trying to grow,
Then do something to get yourself out of the AI slop category.
you know, and basically by having this content more available, having it so much more easily accessible basically takes everyone and throws them into a sinking ship unless you have a pre-existing platform. Unless you've already built and cultivated your audience where you're more recognizable. It's like the rich stay rich. Does that make sense? I think this is really cool. Like I won't lie. This is really cool. However, I still do believe that if you choose to go the AI route, artists who make a living doing art suffer.
And why is that my problem? Why is it all of a sudden everyone else's problem that the artists are going to quote unquote suffer? Why? Why is that my issue? That's the same as saying that it is my problem because the girl that works at McDonald's cannot afford her car payment, okay? How does the fact that she works at McDonald's and can't afford a car payment make it my issue and my problem? It doesn't. Maybe she took a car payment she couldn't afford. Maybe right now Mickey D's is temporary. At least I hope so for her. It's the same thing. It's everyone else's problem because the artists aren't fucking working or aren't getting commissions. It's their problem they're not getting commissions. Do you know why it's their problem they're not getting commissions? Because one, they're unfucking reliable. Okay. That's just number one. They're unreliable. Number two, let's face it, the vast majority of the art out there that people are trying to get commissions on or off of or whatever you want to, however you want to say it, is dog shit. It's all the same blocky, furry bullshit crap that mommy and daddy told them they were a good artiste when they were 9 and they never developed another style kind of bullshit. Okay? Most of it's just fucking trash. Let's just be honest about that. We have reliability. We have the fact that the vast majority of it is complete garbage. And then on top of that is cost, because if I have to pay $2,000 for a mildly decent live 2D model, and that's just for the art, not even for the rigor, fucking riggers, then why would I do that? Why would I waste $2,000 that I may never get back? That's an investment that I might never earn back doing streaming and YouTube and stuff. Why would I do that? That's stupid.
Because AI is so much more easily accessible. So for a lot of artists, because VTubing was started with the foundation of artists,
Mama will always love you.
will not work with people who support AI. So yeah, it's not a bash on whether you use it or not, but it is an explanation of why artists abhor AI. And it's one of those things where, a lot of artists will probably be out of jobs. And that's just the reality of it. And people are going
Like I said, and the majority of them probably weren't very good anyway.
Going to be bitter because of it. So the world of streaming in general changes immensely because of AI. And I do wonder where that will lead in streaming and VTubing, content creation, etc.
You mean the fact that AI is making it easier and more accessible for poor people like me to get into this? Oh my god.
long term. Because right now, the meta is, like I said, AI bad. But in 5-10 years, are people going to be saying the same thing? And why will they be
No.
saying differently or the same? It's very thought provoking. And so this is just something that I've been thinking about lately, especially as I, jumped on to do
There's gonna be people on both sides at all times. There's gonna be people saying AI bad. AI is all evil. It's gonna destroy the world, which probably not. Laziness and people are, but that's a completely different thing, I guess. Then there's the people that are more like my side, and I consider myself to be the middle. I think AI is an awesome tool, and we should utilize it as much as we can. And there's the people that are like AI is the future, and they just need to be duct taped to a chair.
a stream for like the first time in almost like a year on TikTok. I just think it's interesting that like so far over the past I don't know how long it's been. I think it's the past couple of months where YouTube and TikTok has cracked down on VTubing. Even if you are modestly dressed, it's been flagging creators that make content.
Okay. Does she think that the what she's wearing is modestly dressed? I'm sorry, it's not. It's got the honkers out there. That's not modest. Take away the boob window, and okay, maybe we can say it's modest, but it's not fucking modest. Quit that shit. And we all know why it's there. We all know why the booby window is there. The booby window is there to get people to watch.
As AI, and it suppresses and it prevents VTubing from being more widely spread. And I think that that's probably one of my frustrations as a VTuber, because I got into content creation hoping to be more anonymous. And it's because I have kiddos and stuff like that. But eventually, I would like to get to the point where I do more IRL content.
But you are anonymous, so and you do this full time. And this channel has, what, for you, 328,000 subscribers. So I think you're probably okay.
Content creation. But not everyone has that luxury. I do care enough about my anonymity that, I want to keep my kids safe, and it's a hard balance. That's why I appreciate VTubing. I will say that I find it disappointing if VTubing overall was suppressed. AI is gonna be more prevalent and crazier and more impressive than ever. Like I said, this when she starts transmuting her gun, it is so impressive. Things like this are only going to become more prevalent. It just makes me
Yes, prevalent and easier for people to do. I don't see the actual complaint here. The only complaint I'm finding here is, ooh, poor artists. Fuck 'em.
curious of how this will transform content and how it affects VTubers in the future and how it affects artists, because I do care about that. I care about VTubing culture, and I care about artists and their livelihoods. That
No, don't get me wrong. Like a good artist, right? And one that's reliable and does work on time, which they never do. But I mean, because I have tried. You know, what was I saying? It's a good artist that works on time and produces what they said they were going to. Them I feel bad for, but only to a certain extent, because I think they'll still keep getting work. This is just all this influx of AI stuff is doing, honestly, is pushing out the garbage. It really is. It's just pushing out the garbage artists who never actually should have been making a living at it in the first place.
matters to me a lot. Editing and people editing. And that's another thing too. Editors I think are one of those people that are
Oh yes, look at me on editors. Sure, I'm gonna go to Fiverr or whatever and hire an editor off of Fiverr for $100 to what, make me a 5 minute video off of the shit that I can do myself just as quick, if not quicker. The only difference they're going to do is insert like 9,000 memes into it, so that it's not really a video that gets my point across or shows what I'm saying or speaking about. No, it's more of a video that, like on here, they'll be like flashing lights and bing, 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 and all that stupid shit to keep your attention, because apparently everybody thinks that anybody who's viewing YouTube or streams are too stupid to actually pay attention.
Under-respected, I think. Content creators owe a lot to editors. And even on the
No, large content creators owe a lot to their editors. And it's not even because their editors are good at editing. The vast majority of them are pretty basic, and I am too. I'm not gonna fucking sit there and go, well, I'm great. The vast majority are pretty basic when it comes to editing. Just cut out the silences, throw in a meme or two, and move the fuck on. That's what they do. The reason they're so valuable to especially larger content creators, larger streamers, and shit like that is because it takes that time and gives it back to the content creator, therefore making it so the content creator can stream longer and put out more material. That's all. That's the only thing they do.
editing side, there are so many AI programs and softwares out there that are trying to create clippable moments to put out there for content. And yeah, it does make it cheaper for people that are creating content to use, but it also puts editors out of jobs too. So I mean, it's one of those things too. You know,
Yeah, that's right. Like I said, I'm gonna pay an editor to go through one of my streams and find me one or two shorts or whatever I can put on YouTube and pay them $100 for it, or I can have AI, right, pull multiple bits that it thinks might be a good short. Then I can go into that area where it thinks it might be a good short, and I can go, you know what? Probably not. That's not really that good. We're not gonna use that. Or, oh, that was right around this moment where I did that thing. Hey, let's back up a little bit here, and I can make a short out of that spot. It gives me a nice little reminder of what I did in that little area. So, yeah, I'm not paying an editor. Not anytime soon, anyway. If I become like huge, I will happily pay an editor.
programs and everything else is becoming more advanced to make those jobs, you know, formerly that were used in a more human capacity, out of business. And I mean, you know, times change, things become more irrelevant and everything. And I do think that, you know, the art community, you know, deserves a lot of respect. I do think that this isn't something that's being talked about enough right now, how AI impacts the algorithm, like I said, on TikTok and YouTube, and what it's doing to VTubing overall. But yeah, no, this is so topical right now, how AI affects VTubing overall in the algorithm, because right now it's killing VTubers. And so many people that are trying to break out of the box from 5 viewers to 30.
Is it really killing VTubers though? Really? I don't think so. I think it's just giving more people the opportunity to do the VTubing or PNG tubing thing, which gives more people choice in who they want to watch, which means there's less people watching a particular person. Oh my god, math!
Viewers. The thing that AI does for VTubing, because currently the tracking, you know, it's choppy here and there.
She literally, Leaflet, quite literally, at the beginning of her own video, you played it, said she adjusted the tracking to make it a little more snappy So it's a little more kind of iffy or whatever. She quite literally said she did that on purpose.
But it's
Oh, the
only getting
sweetest little
better.
cutie pie.
It's only getting better. And so the truth is that you make this more commonly used, and so many people start getting into VTubing. But you make something like this so easily accessible, it's hard to differentiate this between, 2D VTubing and stuff like that.
See, and that's where they're having the issue right there. It's hard to tell if this is 2D VTubing or not. No, it's fucking not. It's pretty easy to tell. And if you're somebody who can't tell, not gonna make a difference anyway, is it?
And then you get thousands of people flooding an already niche space, and you get people complaining, well, why do I only have 5 to 10 viewers? And I do think
Because you're shit. On that day, you were shit. That's why.
that it takes a lot of soul away from VTubing. But
Soul away? It takes soul away? Yes, that's right. Because the vast majority of people couldn't tell whether your live 2D character is made with AI or not, because let's be honest, they can't. Most people can't tell anyway, so where's the soul in here?
is it creative? Oh, it absolutely can be, and it's going to be only more and more creative. If you want to do this with 2D art, something like this, to animate it and rig it, that's an extra $1,000 to add to your VTuber model. And that's one singular animation. Just think about the way that that's impacting things like our cartoons and stuff too.
Yeah, well, I've already pointed this out, and she literally just made my point for me. The cost. She wanted to get a regular, 2D thing done, flat ass fucking thing done, another $1,000. I'm sorry, I don't have just another magic $1,000 just laying around, do I? No, I don't. No, I'm pretty sure I don't.
It's interesting. People, talk about, well, what happened to Disney back when Disney was really good and, people were hand drawing things. And then all of a sudden they moved to a different art style because it's faster, it's easier to pump out those videos, those movies, and the art.
That's not a comparison. They didn't move to a different art style. They moved to a completely computer-generated style. There's a difference. The basic art style, the basic anime type art style is still the same when it comes to using a PNG like Leaflet has made and a live 2D model.
Artistic form is lost. At the moment, my personal belief is that the current AI models and things being made cheapen the art of 2D VTubing. Not in the sense that it's going to be cheaper to buy art, because I don't
Yeah, it will be.
think that we should praise the idea that, oh, this is going to bring down the cost of 2D VTubing and 2D.
No, we should be praising the fact that it's going to bring down the cost of actual work from artists. We should be praising that wholeheartedly, that it's going to make them have to actually compete with something that may be better.
2D art, because then people will charge less and everything. Because I think that, that people still, artists, quality artists, still need a means to be able to support themselves and their livelihood. But yeah, it does create an oversaturation.
Then do your work on time, and that probably wouldn't be an issue.
For sure. But yeah, that's what I wanted. Again, I did not want to. This is not to berate or belittle Leaflet or anything. This is not diminishing. This is just an example.
This is not diminishing. This is just an example. Okay, sure. While you spent your entire time here diminishing AI art and not actually coming up with a valid and good reason why you think it's wrong. While you sit here and mind babble the entire time, not actually having formed a complete thought. And the only thought that I could actually glean from this 15-minute little snippet out of one of your live streams is the simple fact that you don't like AI because artists might not get paid for it. Wah, fucking win. That's the take I get out of here. That's it. No more, no less. Now, do I want good, I mean good artists, like I've said before? A lot of art that you see is trash. We all know it. It's just very few people are willing to admit it. The vast majority of people, especially when you're a new streamer, that come onto your streams and do the whole, oh, let's go ahead and try and get this person to buy my art. The vast majority of them are trash, okay? And how do you know they're trash? Well, when you say, hey, leave me your thing, I'll check it out. If I need it, man, I'll keep you on my list. And they run away, or they try and pressure you into looking at it right now, it's probably garbage. Okay? Probably garbage.